Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is dustinkreis, and today we're going to do a game discussion, and we're going to talk about this game right here, South Park: The Stick of Truth, brought to us by Ubisoft and those crazy kids at Obsidian. And unfortunately, this game kind of continues what I call the Obsidian curse, which is whenever you see those developers on a game, it's going to be glitchy. I don't know why by now they haven't figured out how to make a non-glitchy game. But yeah, you know, KOTOR 2, New Vegas, and then Stick of Truth. It all has kind of stuttering, glitchy gameplay. But that does not diminish what this game is, which is what people have wanted for a long time, which is a perfect South Park game. And I remember back on the N64, we had that weird first-person shooter South Park game where you ran around throwing snowballs at people, and it just never captured the feeling of the show. And really, no South Park game has captured the feeling of the show until now. This just feels like a 10-hour-long episode. And for fans of South Park out there, you're going to love this. You're absolutely going to love this game. Yeah, just everything you could want out of a South Park game. Missing some characters that I liked over the years. I don't know. It seems like maybe Pip is dead. I always liked Pip for some reason, but he's not in this. But you get to see him in like one of the bulletin boards or cabinets in the school, or, you know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this and talk about what this game is. This is certainly not going to be like a Game of the Year thing, but for what it is, it's an extremely enjoyable game. You play as a new kid who has moved into South Park under sort of mysterious circumstances, and you are tasked by your parents to go out and make friends. And what is everyone doing but they're LARPing, playing a massively, you know, live-action role-playing game. And it's a big war between the humans, led by Cartman, and the elves, led by Kyle. And you sort of get wrapped up in this this world that they've created until, in true South Park fashion, things just go completely haywire and crazy. And what started off as a very simple thing kind of explodes into this just insanity. And yeah, you're going to love... I mean, this was written by the guys that do the show, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and it really shows. This goes places that the TV show can't because it's an M-rated video game, so they can get away with it. Really kind of reminds me of Bigger, Longer, and Uncut because of sort of the places they go into it and the things that they do. There are going to be times during this storyline where you're going to look at your screen shocked. And if it was, you know, another South Park movie, I don't think anyone would really bat an eye at it. But because it's a video game, you're just going to be like, what the fuck? How did they get away with this? How did they get away with this? Everything that you've come to expect from South Park, it's in here times 10. Really, really funny writing and stuff. I kind of wish there was more cutscenes, to be honest with you, more storyline. You know, exploring South Park, there is a wonderful joy to that, to kind of see, you know, what one possible layout of the city could be. Of course, they, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, I almost said Matt Parker and Trey Stone, they have pretty much said that, you know, the layout of the town is just for the game, and it's not really, you know, canon or anything, but still, it's fun just to kind of tool around in South Park and see the sights and interact with the characters and everything. So from a storyline perspective, this game is a 10 because you're just going to have so much fun, you know, with this storyline. Where the game kind of falters a little bit, for me anyway, is its gameplay, and it tries to be sort of a almost like an open world, you know, Skyrim-esque RPG with combat that's very reminiscent of early Paper Mario games. And that's fine. That's great. The timing of the attacks, because with Paper Mario games, you have to press the A button to sort of boost your attack. The timing just never felt right for me. A lot of times it felt like I was dead on in my timing with the attacks, and I would whiff, and it just kind of, it gets infuriating a little bit. But eventually you do get the hang of it. But still, at the end of the game, I didn't feel like I had the perfect timing that I felt like I should have by that time. But basically, what you do in this game is you just kind of run around South Park and accept quests, a lot like Skyrim, and take care of the quests for the various townspeople and the two factions that are warring. And it really goes some pretty crazy places. But I mean, at the end of the day, there were times where I was a little bored with the game because the characters walk very slowly, and even when you press the run button to make them run, they don't seem to run all that fast. So kind of getting around South Park is, I don't want to say a slog, but it just doesn't feel as quick as it should be. But there's great interaction with the environments. You get certain skills that you control with the trigger buttons, and really brings in a lot of really fun interactions with the environments. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't want to spoil the fun of learning them, but it does add another level of hilarity to the game. Shoot, and talking about that, I completely... the only kind of another downside to the game is the menu system. This being an RPG, it is very menu driven, and I felt the menus were pretty clunky. You can use the D-pad to sort of hotbar different things in your menu. Like if you press down, it goes straight to the party tab. If you press up, it goes straight to the map tab. That's all well and good, but then when you start moving around inside the menus, it just doesn't feel very intuitive. And there were several times where I thought I had equipped another weapon, and it turns out nope, I didn't. And that's kind of the cool thing about it too, is because when you equip weapons, it changes your outfit. So don't worry too much about picking the perfect outfit in the beginning of the game, because as soon as you pick a class, that's going to change. But yeah, I mean, you can equip different swords and bows. You can equip add-ons, what they call them, strap-ons, to these items that give it like the most useful one for me was anything that adds burning to your weapon, because you deal a nice bit of damage when you attack, and if you do it perfect with the button presses, you get to add a burning effect to the enemy, which takes HP off every round. So I would do that with one weapon, or if I had a weapon where I could put two strap-ons on, I would have burning and sickness, and that just kind of stacks the damage, because sickness, it doesn't allow enemies to heal, and it also causes them a little bit of damage over the course of the battle. So with burning and that on, I was dealing a lot of damage, and really kind of mastering the strap-ons makes battles so much easier. So I would advise you guys to do that. That being said, the game is not super hard. Anytime I died, it was just because I forgot to heal, or just a stupid, I didn't press the button at the right time, or something like that in the battle. I'm losing my voice. When you are in battle, you can use an item and attack at the same time, but you have to use the item before you attack, because when you attack, it just ends your turn. So that makes the game actually pretty easy, because you can just be constantly healing and attacking. If it made you choose between those two options, I think the battle system would be a lot more difficult, and the game overall would be a lot more challenging. But that being said, no one's playing this game for a challenging time. They want to play it for the South Park story. And, so I would say that the challenge is at the correct level for this type of game, because you're not playing it to get like a really deep RPG experience. You're playing it to see, the hilarity and the shenanigans going on. The graphics, this looks exactly like the TV show. And for me, that's a really good thing because I love the art style of the TV show. The graphics do hiccup. You know, we were talking, some of us, about the game, and a lot of people said they didn't notice the graphics hiccuping. I most certainly did. Anytime the game autosaves, and you're moving around while it's autosaving, the graphics just stutter all over the place. I did notice during the cutscenes, there was one time where my character kind of popped in and out of the cutscene. I was like, that's weird. But for the most part, the game runs extremely well. It's just when you're running around while the auto-saving's going on, or it's still loading something, it will stutter a little bit. And that's sort of the Obsidian curse. It just seems like every game that they touch, just kind of, the graphics just kind of glitch out. I remember one time in New Vegas, I was fighting a rad scorpion, and I shot the thing, and it's like its entire body folded into the ground, and just its face was sticking on the ground, and it was like shaking, like, you know, it was having a seizure or something. Really kind of terrifying in a way, but yeah, New Vegas was pretty glitchy, but this is nowhere near as glitchy as that. Finally, the audio. Kind of a mixed bag, because on one point you have the voice actors from the TV show, and that is brilliant. There is really no there's no separation between this and the show. If you love the show, you're going to love this, because it's everything, the same exact thing, everything. The only bad part is the music. I found the music to be almost non-existent in a lot of ways. There's like one track that kind of plays all the time while you explore the town. And then the other cool, but conversely, you'll hear snippets of songs from the TV show. Like, you'll hear Sexual Harassment Panda and Blame Canada and things like that. Probably one of the favorite times I had in this game was when I went to Canada. And for you guys that have played it, and you know my personal taste in gaming, you're going to know why I thought going to Canada was so much fun in this game. But for those that haven't, I would definitely suggest giving it a shot and, you know, seeing for yourself. That being said, if you're waiting on the fence for this, that's totally fine. I had to get it because I've been waiting for, like, I don't know, like a year for this thing to come out, and Obsidian and Ubisoft kept pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. And I'm not sure exactly why, because, you know, when it's still graphically stuttering like that, you think they would have ironed that out. So there really must have been a lot of other bugs in this game to iron out. But that being said, the finished product is pretty good. If you're an RPG player like me, there's the combat and the gameplay is going to let you down a little bit. But no one's really coming to this for, you know, a deep RPG game. They really just want to run around with Kyle, Stan, and Cartman. And for that, it's definitely worth your time. But if you're waiting for it to drop in price, I fully understand that and kind of support it. You know, paying $60 for a 10-hour RPG, even though I had so much fun with this and laughed so hard, it is kind of a bitter pill to swallow. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on South Park: The Stick of Truth. I would say definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because, you know, with all those the release dates getting pushed back and everything, I really thought this was going to be just terrible. And it was very surprising how much fun and enjoyment I got out of this game. So definitely check this out. It's also on the Xbox 360. Would it be crazy if they put this on the Wii U? That'd be, if they put this on the Wii U, I definitely would have bought the Wii U version, because that would have just been so perversely fun to play Stick of Truth on the Wii U. Just because this is probably one of the most vulgar games. I mean, I didn't play Grand Theft Auto 5. I heard there's some pretty bad stuff in this, but when you get into this game and you start seeing the things going on, you're going to be like, oh my god, how'd they get away with this? So for that alone, it's worth checking out. But that's it for my thoughts on South Park: The Stick of Truth. I really had a great time with it. Definitely suggest people, fans of the show, should definitely check it out. It's a no-brainer. Fans of sort of Western RPGs definitely should check it out, because it's a nice spoof of Skyrim and all these other Western RPGs, and of course it has a battle system like Japanese RPGs. So it's really kind of, you know, if you're an RPG gamer, you owe it to yourself to play this just to sort of get the spoof of all these tropes that we love in video games. It's really, really a lot of fun, and it seems like it was handcrafted for our type of, you know, gamer to really enjoy, you know, poking fun at ourselves a little bit. So that's it for South Park. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.